Okay, did you look at page 1 yet? Does it look slightly scary to you? Okay, and then you looked at page 2. Oh, same thing. Page 3. Then you go, oh my God, this packet is so much work. And we have all week to do this. Hopefully, you guys will get used to the fact that the packets we do for, a little while. It's not something that has to be done by tomorrow. So, like last time when everybody worked way ahead, that's still fine if you want to do that, if you already know how to do a lot of this. But otherwise, we're going to attempt to do parts of it together each day. And then that way, by the end of the week, you guys should be pretty good and/or have a lot of chances to ask for help, etc. And then this week is the first R&R that you decide where you want to go, which could be a mess. I'm not sure. We'll see. So I believe currently every teacher has their own method for signing up for it. Like, I'm going to have a sheet of paper that people just write their name on. And I have 36 desks, so if that's all that can sign up. So if you want help, either sign up ahead of time, or I don't know what, I suppose I should put a correct sign-up sheet up there. But I guess where I was going with this is if you feel like you're in trouble with this packet, R&R is a very easy way for you guys to get help on it too. Like, I could maybe dedicate Thursday as the day to helping Algebra 1 students or something, right? Because I've got 2 different classes. And Thursday's frequently going to be the day before our test, so that might work as a good help session, review session, if you guys need it and want it. Okay, I actually feel like we're going to start with this. Oh, I got to put it up on the board. The second column. The first column is so easy that some people get confused as to what you're supposed to do. And so I think starting with the second or third column might help us. Like, does anybody feel like they know what's supposed to be done in this table before I tell you about it? Well, I wasn't looking for no. Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah? Kind of. I mean, like, that's definitely correct. What's on the second page, or the next page? A bunch of graphs. So what we're going to do is take the information from the equation on the top, which are known as functions. And we'll talk about functions later in the year, but these are just called functions, and so that's why it's titled it. We're going to take each function and use the numbers on the left to figure out what that function would look like on the graph on the next page. So I'll help you. You guys have a preference between column 2 or 3? Does 3 look harder? Maybe that would be better for us to do together. All right. Okay, over here on the left it says evaluate. I guess the arrow got off, moved, but whatever. Ordered pair. This says y is the same thing as 2 times whatever the x is minus 3. Over here on the left, this says x is 3. Okay? Well, if x is 3, where's my mark? Oh, there's one. There's my top. What happened here? The board's going weird. I'm going to take y is going to be 2 times whatever the x is, so in this case, 3. And then minus 3. Do you remember doing this at all last year? Now that I'm running some of it? Okay. I feel like you probably did. Okay, so y would be 6. 2 times 3. This is where you have to use PEMDAS. 6 minus 3, which is 3. Okay. We know that the x is 3 and the y is 3. So we would write the answer with the x number first, the y number second. This is actually not a great example because they're the same. Up at the top of the page, if you want to write it down, the x number goes first, the y number goes second. Like if you feel like you're going to need that reminder, that would be a good thing to put at the top of the page. That's right, you answer. Is there somebody you want to call in? Okay. Do you remember what you got to use on your test last time?
The packet.
Nice. So, if you could have used your packet on the test last time, and this time I'm telling you about the packet on the test again, writing things down in your packet that would help you on the test is a great idea. I mean, that's what notes are, right? You write little things down that would help you remember what you need to. So things like this. Like, if you're on the test and you just forget. Like, that's what usually happens. You get nervous and you forget. Okay, let's do the next column. Now it says the x is 2. Okay, so y is going to be 2 times whatever the x is, minus 3. So y is 4 minus 3, which is 1. Now the point is going to be 2, 1. How are we feeling on that? Where most students will get confused on this is not understanding where I'm getting the information up here. Do you guys feel like you could fill out the next box on your own? Why don't you try to fill out the next box on your own?
So the X just come
The left-hand side over here, yep. Yep, so you use whatever number is on the left-hand side. Kenzie, what did we say last time? Did we say try to do it 1 time a week or something like that? Answer. Okay. I'm going to trust your honesty on this one, because I won't. Beckett,
answer it.
if you want. Otherwise, you pick something. Oh, well, that's very quickly pass that off. Okay, how did it feel like it went for you? Oh, I see you have a whole bunch of them filled out.
I just don't.
Well, that's okay. So how about this box right here with x is 1? What should I write down?
Y equals 2 times 1 minus 3.
Perfect?
Y equals 2 minus 3.
Good?
And then that Y equals 1 comma negative.
Nice. Excellent. Do you guys want to fill out the rest of the boxes? Actually, no. Let's do a -1 together. I don't know if you'll need that help or not, but let's do a -1 together. A negative number. Question? -3? Oh. Oh, was I supposed to translate that? Although I guess I did, so. Okay, let's try -3. So we're doing the same thing, but I know sometimes, depending on how you use your calculator, negative numbers can throw off how you type it in. So 2 times -3 minus 3? Forgot the equation. Okay. Okay, if you're typing it in your calculator, I don't know, do you guys use the calculator for this one? Oh, okay. If you use your calculator at all, just make sure you get -9 as the final answer. I find it easier in my head sometimes because it's, well, let's be honest, it's slower for me to type than it is to just think. Now, does anybody want me to go over where I got -6 from? Okay. But otherwise, you guys absolutely feel free to ask whatever. Okay, why don't you guys try these last 3 boxes? I know some of you probably already had them. I'll write the answers in there. The first column? Yeah, that's actually why I wanted to do this one first. The first one is so easy that there's nothing to do.
What was it, why you pressed me
Yeah, I'll do the first column, like, I'll go over the couple answers before we switch functions. No, let me see if I can. Does that work? Oh, that is too small. Oh, that's backwards. There we go. There's all 7 answers if you needed them or wanted to check yours. Let's see, let me write them down on the whiteboard so that we can, because otherwise I need them for the graph. 3, 2, 1, -1. 0, Alex, I think you have not picked anybody yet, right? Would you pick? Oh. I wrote all of the answers next to each other here. I don't know if that's easier to see. Do you notice a pattern with all of the answers that we found?
One side's all uneven,
What do you mean by uneven?
like uneven numbers.
Like, to me, there's even and odd, and I don't think you mean it that way. I mean, unless you do. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to even phrase this or ask. Does anybody see a pattern, they think?
The water side, we
Yeah.
subtracting 2.
You went down by 2 each time.
And the other side subtracting 1.
Okay, good. These went down by 1, these all went down by 2. Just want to throw that out there. I need to move in so I can write. Now, this isn't like needed or important, I just want to kind of throw this out so you start recognizing it. That number right there will tell you how much the second number changes by each time. We went down by 2 each time. On this next column, how much you're expecting the number to go down by each time? 1/4. And you guys probably may remember that being called the slope. When we did that walk in the door review, a lot of you remembered about slope, which was pretty happy. Should we graph this third one together first? You probably need help remembering graphing? No? Yes? Oh, okay. Some of you have very big opinions on this, some of you have none at all. Gavin,
Yeah.
can you choose somebody in a different set of, somebody over here? I don't think anybody over here has answered that. Oh, okay. Okay. Do you remember how to graph the point 3, 3? Or actually, a better one might be this one for explaining, so they're not the same number. One of the two numbers is left and right. One of the two numbers is up or down. Backwards, but very close. I mean, you get a 50-50 chance. First number, if you want to write this down on your packet somewhere, the X number is left and right. The Y number up and down. So maybe on the top of that page where you wrote down X, Y. First number left and right, second number up or down. 3, 3, the reason I thought 3, 3 would be a bad example is because it's the same number. So 3 right, 3 up. 2 right, 1 up. 1 right, 1 down. 0 right, 3 down. 1 left, 5 down. 7 down, 9 down. Now this one you'll know if you did it right because it'll look like a line. Basically, every picture on this page will have to look like a straight line. If you did them right. And then we should connect them to actually make a line, but I figured, oh, I'm sorry. I'm standing for that. Now, I don't know if you guys got thrown off by me putting those up there pretty quickly. I felt like a lot of you remembered how to do the points, just maybe needed some refreshing on which number it was with. Anybody have any kind of questions on anything? We do the numbers backwards. You went 2 over 1 up. Slope would be rise over run. So you did run over run. When you're drawing a point, first number, second number. When you're doing slope, the numbers stand for different things, which absolutely can be confusing. I wasn't going to talk about slope because it won't be important for this packet. Let's go back to page 1 so I can show you how to do the really easy column and definitely show you why I skipped it at first. So y equals x. It's telling you that the y number is the same as the x number. So over here it says x is 3, y is 3. That's the whole equation. X is 2, y is the same as the x. And I didn't want to do this as the first example because it definitely wouldn't have helped you figure out how to type things in or figure out an answer. How are we feeling on this page in terms of difficulty? Do you feel like you could do the rest of this on your own? Okay, now here's what I was thinking. To me, 6 of these is a lot to do. our goal is gonna be to do 2 equations a day at least. So I'm thinking we should do half of them. Half seem doable? Okay, let's choose first column, third column, which we've already done. And then we need to make sure to have a fraction one. So let's do sixth column. Oh, weird, you mean like you worked your head? Which, working ahead is totally cool, but then don't be surprised when, bless you. I don't know if it would help you to answer these questions down at the bottom or not. Which number did you find was easiest to plug in? I'm expecting a universal answer on this one. 0? Although maybe some of you thought 1 was easiest. But 0 is traditionally the easiest one. Because 0 times anything is 0, 0 plus anything is that anything. So usually 0 is considered the easiest number to use. And that's always a good test number. Does it say linear at the top of this page? Oh, it does. Question.
A calculator.
Oh, I don't have them. I had to borrow them out today. If you want to use your phone calculator or something, you can. Otherwise, on your Chromebook, well, actually, you can download the app on your phone too, but Desmos might be helpful today because Desmos can do fractions, where most of your phone calculators won't handle fractions. Jackie, can you choose somebody over in this column for me?
Can I choose a number?
Yes. 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. What do you think the word linear means? What are all of these pictures going to look like? Did you graph the picture on the next page, that one that we did together? What does it look like? Oh, you're overthinking it. Oh, I'm not even looking for a math word. If you just went and drew it for somebody, what would it look like? What would they describe that as? Yeah, that's it. That's all I was looking for. Linear is like the actual correct description for a line. What was that? What would they call that? Not a tense. The root word for linear is line. So all of these graphs are going to be described as linear, which just means they're straight lines. Now it says, what are some of their critical points? I'm not too worried about that for this one. The other pages, it will matter. This one, it doesn't. Okay, let's go to page 2, see if we have enough time to do this. Like I said, our goal is going to be to try to do at least 2 of these a day. I don't know if we'll get that in or not. If it takes us longer than that, we'll take longer than that, and we'll adjust the calendar as needed. Taylor, who are you going to call on? Or you can give me a number.
Where's the number from?
Whatever number you pick. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Have you ever seen that symbol before? With the straight lines around it? Okay, I mean, it does tell you what it's called up above. But I don't know if you remember, do you remember what it's for at all? Oh, okay, we're close though. So this symbol is called the absolute value. That's what those straight lines are, absolute value. If you're using Desmos, it does have an absolute value for you to type in. I feel like these calculators do as well. Isn't there like a math button or something? No motives. I take that back, these do not have an absolute value button. And I think the yellow ones are the same. Okay, but it doesn't matter if it does or doesn't, because it's easy to do in your head. Is there anybody that remembers what that symbol does? Oh. Oops. Do you remember what it's for now? It actually stands for how far a number is away from zero. Almost everybody remembers it, is that it makes everything positive. It technically means how far is that number away from zero, but what it does in effect is it makes everything positive. So if you have a positive number, or not a negative number, it keeps it the same. If it's negative, it makes it positive. So that's what absolute value does. Okay. Again, should we do the easy one together? Okay. I partially sometimes don't like doing the easy ones because I feel like sometimes you can do them on your own, but this is sort of a newer symbol, so. Okay, if I plug 3 in, what's the absolute value of 3 gonna be? 3. If it's a regular number, it will just keep it the same. If it's a negative, it will make it positive. Okay, so then this one would be 3, 3. Y equals absolute value of 2. Still 2. Well, so far this looks exactly like the straight line, because it has the same numbers as the straight line did. This is what mathletes do. They work with a sweat trying to do all the problems. We're really going to own up to being a mathlete today. I feel like by default, every math teacher automatically is anyway, right? It's what we do. We were born to do. Okay, now we get to the negatives, unless I went too fast, and I can give you a minute to catch up if you need to. You get to the negatives, what's going to be the absolute value of -1? +1. Anytime you have a negative absolute value, it makes it positive. Okay? Well, this is where it's not going to look like a straight line anymore. Now the x number is -1, but the y number is +1. So it's no longer going to look like a straight line. The absolute value of -2 is +2. Okay, so -2, +2. Absolute value of -3 is 3. Makes it +3. So my x number was negative, but it made the y number positive. I'm assuming once you figured out the pattern, you probably went through and finished it on your own. Did anybody draw it already? What's it look like? Perfect. If you got your points graphed, we'll make this one like for the first column always. 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, those were the first 4 points. And then the negative numbers were made positive, so negative 1, positive 1 would be, all right, there we go. Negative 2, positive 2. Negative 3, positive 3. When you graph them, it should look like a V. Every absolute value graph will look like a V. It basically is a straight line that we took all the negative answers and flipped them up and made them positives. So it started as a straight line and we changed it. Now, before we, I think what time we done? 26? Yeah, we have plenty of time. Down at the bottom, I thought maybe we should answer these before we forget. You're going to find every single time the easiest number to plug in is 0. It's always easiest because it's the easiest to work with. Okay, now we just talked about what do all absolute value equations look like, because that's what they have in common. What do they all look like? See, this is why I like having people come to the board, but then everybody says you guys are so scared to come up to the board. Come in up to the board, wakes you up. Who's the one that just answered? No, you called on somebody. Did you call anybody yet? Excellent. Can you call somebody for me? Yeah, you guys always can just call on a number if you don't want to call on somebody. 3. 3. Emma, what does every one of these look like? Did you get a chance to draw the picture on the other page yet? What did it look like? A V. That's it. Every one of these pictures should be the same shape. There are going to be different kinds of V's, but they're the same shape. Kevin, I need some help up at the board.
Okay. What do you need help with?
Doing your proper.
Go up there?
Yeah.
I'm right off the top of my head.
Oh, we're going to help you. You were looking distracted and you needed some focusing.
How can I distract you?
Oh, you're on top of your game? Nice. Okay, now we've got an equation. So let's write down y equals the line. Yep, right there. Okay, now the equation says 2 times whatever the x is minus 3. Oh, okay. I didn't know if you needed help filling that out. Now, when you have the absolute value symbols, you have to figure out the answer on the inside before you do the symbol. So remember how I said it makes everything positive? You have to find the answer on the inside first. You can't make things positive until the end. It won't matter for this one. Do you know what that is off the top of your head? Do you want me to help calculate?
Isn't it 3?
It is. 6 minus 3 is 3, so. Oh, perfect. Nice. Okay. Let's have Jack. Jack, do you think you can come up and help us with the second one? I apologize, I don't have a smart board that goes 8 feet in the air. Now, if you want, oh, okay. I was gonna say, if you guys ever come up to the board and you want help, absolutely ask for it, because I'll gladly help you, and or anybody else can gladly help you too. Okay, so yeah, perfect, you plugged in 2. Yeah, 1, excellent. So that's gonna be the point. 2, yep, 2, 1, nice. Good. Who hasn't gone? Gessler hasn't gone. Are you ready? Now, I don't know if you need him, but don't forget Rexy is up there to help anybody out. He's been kind of a low-key figure this year because we haven't come up to the board much. He's up there for emotional support, hiding around the corner. Oh, you guys didn't see Rexy, did you? Rexy is our class pet. Somebody donated him last year because they were very nervous at coming up to the board. So they brought him in to help people out when they needed help at the board. He's an emotional support animal. So you're gonna get equals. Oh wait, before you do that, underneath, why don't you tap the eraser and erase the point you're gonna write. You very well may know the correct answer, but I wanna make sure everybody else can see how to do it. So underneath what you just wrote, right, equals absolute value of -1. You got to tap the marker again. Yep. Nope, yep. Equals absolute value of -1. Because 2 minus 3 is -1. Absolute value is the lines. -1. Yep, okay. So now that we have the absolute value of -1, what's that answer? 1. Yep. So it's going to be 1, 1. Good. Like I said, you may have already known the answer, but I wanted to make sure it was written up there. So this is the first number where the answer was negative. Oh, you're calculating? Oh yeah, look at that. I apologize. That was my bad. I was about to yell at you for having your phone, and then I forgot I told you guys to take out your phone for a calculator. Shame on me. How are we feeling on this? Do you guys feel like you could finish the rest of that column? Maybe you already did. See if you can finish the rest of that column. And then we'll graph this one together. If you're already done with everything and you're working ahead, this is going to be the one I would let. Actually, I don't think you need help on fractions because most of you just use your calculator, right? This will be the one that I'd like you to do on your own at some point. Now, like I said before, my goal is traditionally to try to give you enough time to do homework in here. So this week might be kind of challenging for that. But finish the 2x minus 3 column so we can graph it together. Everybody who's come up so far, excellent. Oh, I didn't even notice it's outside of the absolute value. So you basically have to find the answer on the inside of it first.
So there's 1 times 3.
Yep, and then take the absolute value of that answer, and then add 3.
Long as it's a fraction. How do you grab it?
Oh, you just put it between the lines, you guess.
So it was like
Approximate.
3 1/4.
You just go straight past 3.
So like
So these squares are gonna be way too small for you to do an accurate fraction. So if you're trying to do 3 1/4, you're just gonna go slightly past 3. Because your dot is gonna take up almost the whole square
It
anyway.
was like if the x was 3 1/4, and then the y was 2, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2.
Correct. Yep.
Now, this one you can't actually tell where the V would occur. But we've got these two dots that are right next to each other. The V would happen right in between them. This is what number 2 should look like as a graph.
When we put it for our answers, do we have to put the arrows or the dots?
I'm okay with either. I'm not gonna be super picky on a lot of things for a lot of the year. As we get towards the end of the year, I'll definitely start being picky about things we should learn by then. I'm sure each one of your teachers in the past has been particular about some things. And so like a lot of times when I get you guys coming from a bunch of different schools, it's difficult for me to be picky about some things. Okay, we have 2 minutes left. 4 minutes left. I'm not going to assume that you'll be able to finish this in here today. If you would like to bring it home so that you're ahead, go for it. Don't feel like you need to. We will definitely continue on tomorrow. And then maybe we'll try to come up with a plan on how we can use R&R time this week. Like, maybe we'll try to plan R&R a little bit for math, but I also know you got 5 other classes.
Don't worry, I will not take